Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Portal to Justice. It is July 24th, 2018. And I've had a lovely day today. Not. Okay. Got a call this morning. Interesting phone call. I'm going to call my friend Ryan, who is the admin in the Portal to Justice for a couple years now, and we've been friends for a couple of years. And he kind of minds the movement, the family court movement, and keeps his eye on a lot of the corruption within our movement, because like all other movements, we have shills and infiltrators as well. We're not any different or immune. Okay. And he has an incredible strong character and constitution, because Ryan, Jedi, yo, are you there?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Let's rock. because I was just telling the audience that you've been the admin in the Porthole to Justice for I think it's been like a few years. And
2 years.
Yeah, and you're incredibly diligent about minding other arms of the movement, like the family court corruption and the Child Protective Services fraud and trafficking of the children. And you kind of mind the movement for shills, basically, because just like every other movement, political or any other movement, we also have shills, and we're not immune, right?
Absolutely, we're not immune.
So this morning,
yeah,
you've been dealing with this a lot longer than I have been. Actually, you're a lot more proactive at it than I am, because I tend to keep my nose to the ground and just kind of focus on what it is that I do best, and I let you do your thing. But I got a little taste of it this morning. I got a phone call. And I got another threat, and this was if I wanted to continue raising my son, that I needed to learn to lay low and be quiet and just be thankful and live the rest of my life. And I told her, I can't imagine any mother, knowing what I know, that could live with laying low and being complicit with these crimes against are the most innocent and vulnerable in our society.
Right.
And
I couldn't imagine doing it either. So
no, I would be going against God, for one, and I would be not answering my calling to my mission in life. 2, 3, when you don't answer your calling in life, that festers inside of you. It becomes a cancer.
Right.
And then she proceeded to say, well, how do you make money? Because if you didn't have resources, if you didn't have money, you would have to work a 9-to-5 job just like the rest of us, and you wouldn't be able to focus on this.
Correct.
One, it's none of her business.
Right.
It's nobody's business, actually. And I'm good at what I do, and I'm proud of what I've accomplished. And if we didn't have the Porthole to Justice and the network, the alternative media network that we have, then the unregulated child trafficking agency, and I'm calling it that because the massive fraud that's committed daily in the courts using this template, is legal human trafficking. It's not legal, though.
Absolutely.
It's not legal, though. It's not. Second, there would be nobody showing the public the convictions and indictments within the system. Okay, and obviously, the FBI knows this. They have more access to data and information than I do, well, as a civilian.
What we're experiencing in the movement right now is domestic terrorism. And it isn't a movement, it's a circus, and it's domestic terrorism. One group is trying to take over all groups, and there's a lot of threats going out. And, this other group has decided that they were going to take the law into their own hands and start calling CPS, judges, attorneys, lawyers, threatening people's children, people who are still in the movement fighting because they know what it's like to lose their children. They know that pain. They're targeting out the impasse.
Not only that, they're living with that pain daily, and they know the truth about what happens to these children.
Correct.
Absolutely. I had a woman post this morning. I'm livid because APA, I got an APA alert And there was a disturbing photo posted to my main profile. And it's the reality of our situation. And I don't think people really understand. And so I left it up. Because to be able to see the reality clearly and understand it is the power to change, to create change. That is the power.
Right. And as a parent, I kind of want to address this real quick, Amelia. As a parent and your children get put into the system and they're trafficked out, they're sexually abused, they're physically abused, and you can no longer, all you can do while you're going through this is stand back with your hands tied. You can't do anything. You can't protect your children. You can't save your children. You just stand there and watch this destruction go on. Now, and I know there's a lot of folks that watch you. Just imagine being one of these, being a parent, and this corrupt system walks into your home, and they steal your children right out from underneath you. They put false allegations against you. They're constantly changing up those false allegations against you to fit their narrative. Your children are being physically abused, sexually abused, and human trafficked out. All the time, you have either been gagged or your hands have been completely tied, where you can no longer speak. You can no longer protect or defend what's so precious to the world and yourself. This is what our court systems have done. This is what our government has done to many, many families. And the only thing that we have left once you go through that is to keep spreading knowledge throughout everybody. To educate people that this is really going on. Look, I'll mention a case right out of my home state, Devaney. She was put in a pedophile ring. The mother knew it by the way the little girl was acting. She kept reporting it. The FBI had to go in and close the pedophile ring down. She got moved to another home, got abused, some things fractured on her. It was reported again. They severed the mother's rights. The little girl was adopted out, and the adopted mother tried to kill that little girl.
When you... I've known Ryan for years. That ever since I did that letter, that template to the Bureau of Children Investigation, or I forget what the name of it is. It's founded by Kamala Harris, and ever since we got back those uniform letters saying that. The same letter to everyone saying that their cases didn't qualify to meet the standards for their department to investigate. And the similar letters came back from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I knew, and I've known, that it was a system. And now we just have mountains of evidence. And it's a horror. It's a daily horror show, and I have these other women that call me in the movement. Like this woman called me this morning, and she says, "Well, I was anointed by God to expose these people and bring them out and bring them down." And I'm like, that's great. Do it. The more of us, the better, And she says to me, well, I work a full-time job. And, if you tell me where you make your money, I would be able to do it. And and I'm like, that's none of your business. It's none of your business. It's nobody's business.
Right.
And then she says, well, if you don't work with some of the leaders in this movement and work together, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to prosper, because you need to work with the people in the movement, with our team. Because and I do have a team that I've worked with for 7 years, and we're solid. Ryan is on my team. He's my admin in the Porthole to Justice. And I have a very solid team and a really great, good people that are dedicated to exposing this in the Alternative Media News Network, which I have Social Media News Network, and we all work together. And we don't have the drama that you guys have in your movement, the backstabbing, the sabotage, and basically the
I don't think I've ever, and here's reality, Amelia, I don't think people are realizing this, is because it is so tight-knitted, and everybody's working on the same common goal without trying to sabotage somebody else. And if somebody else has a platform, we're like all for it. We're not there to flat out sabotage other people. Go do your platform. Expose away. But once you get these people in here and they're starting to threaten other people because they don't want to go with their narrative, that's when we start having a problem.
Well, basically she's saying, well, if you don't work with this woman, Francesca, well, you're not going to succeed. You need to work with people in the movement. Actually, no. We are the movement. We are doing the hard work. We're not just out there reporting. We're reporting on 14 cases filed in the courts to fight the trafficking, the fraud on the court and the trafficking. We're reporting on people in our network that are doing amazing things. We're not just sitting here focusing on freaking WikiLeaks. Okay? We don't care about Q. Q is a government psyop that has bought the government 2.5 years, to my knowledge, because this stuff has been out there a long time, folks. Okay? And they have convoluted evidence, even though it may be circumstantial, evidence on the internet by passing it around to everybody. Evidence that needed to be adjudicated. Hillary Clinton is not wearing an ankle bracelet. John Podesta is not in jail. These people are not in jail. We will have to go to war. That is the reality. There is no fantasy porn Q. And for this person that is doing live interviews with people on Facebook that have open cases, these people are compromising their cases. You don't know who's watching that live interview. What if the judge is watching it? What if the court clerks are watching it? What if there's social workers watching it? What if she knows? What if she knows that there's social workers watching it?
Right.
What if she knows these people and she's working with them?
I agree. Look, I gave her a chance, and it was just a big runaround, as you know, and never again. I'll do my own thing, and you do know that she went after another advocate that exposes pedophiles, and that advocate keeps going to jail.
Well, here's the thing. I keep my nose to the ground. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm not affiliated with those people. I've never met them. I've never talked to them. And to have that phone call this morning about Q and this Francesca woman, look, both of them are probably the biggest shills in the movement. I want nothing to do with either. And if she's involved in compromising one case, that's enough for me. 2 cases. 5 cases, that's enough for me. I don't need to hear anymore.
Right. I absolutely agree. And there comes a point where, you got to quit acting like children and start focusing on your own shit and quit attacking other people to the point where you know you knock out the competition, and that's what it feels like.
Okay, let's get into that. Here's why I'm annoyed, because for a year you've been really brave. I have watched you develop your own platform, your own show. You've advocated for people that struggle with sexual dysphoria, or what is it?
I'm intersex, so.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't your choice.
Yeah. I'm the one who started.
Well, here's the thing. I really have zero tolerance for bullying. And Ryan has been being targeted and bullied to such an extent online, to such an extent because of who he is. And he's a wonderful, amazing person who is extremely strong, stronger than most people that I know. Okay? Most people I know would not be able to stand up to what Ryan has stood up to. Okay? His son ended up in the hospital. And I just want to say, we're not going to tolerate the bullying. Okay? I'm not going to be intimidated by phone calls. I'm not going to work with these people. I'm not interested in working with these people. I have my people. You have your people. You go your way. I'll go my way.
Right.
There we go.
That's how I feel, too. Just let me do my thing. Quit attacking me. Leave me alone. I'll do my own shit. You do your own shit. Hey, we'll have a heyday. You know, you attack it from whatever angle you're going to attack it at. I'll attack it at whatever angle I'm going to attack it at. You know, somewhere in the middle we'll have to meet. But, you know, to forcibly, destroy people just so you can have a top spot. And that's what this is. It's a competition for them. And it's pathetic.
Well, this isn't, this is the thing that they don't understand, okay? And I hope you guys are listening in, because I'm not going to say this many times. I'm a targeted individual. I've been targeted since a very young age by my own family. This is a lifestyle for me. This is not this is not an enviable position. I'm still fighting the courts in Santa Monica, if you can believe that. So for anybody, I make it look good. I do. It's not easy. It's no walk in the park by any means. Okay? So what and look, if you have a calling from God and you're anointed to do this work, do it. Don't hold back. Do it. I am not in your way. I'll be your biggest supporter. I'll give you promotions in Social Media News Network. Do it. Answer your calling. Destroying other people that are walking their path and their mission is not going to make you prosper or make it happen for you overnight.
Right. And I 100% agree with that statement. You're just constantly destroying people just so that it's a popularity contest. It's a pissing contest now. And, they're calling up people saying, well, we're going to destroy you, or watch this. And you've seen the memes they put, there's that one meme they put out on me because I won't conform to them. I won't be like, oh, yay, this person's the biggest, this person's everything, they're God. I'm not willing to do that because you're not God. I'm not, and then,
let's talk about this because, and I don't want you to be upset that I'm asking you this, but I want you to go and read those memes that you sent to me. If you can't read them, I will.
Which ones? Oh, the one about the shill?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the really foul ones, Ryan.
About me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're awful. I mean, I was accused of, being a freak. I'm not a freak. I'm perfect in God's eyes. God made me the way I am. I was discriminated against horribly. I was called a shill. It just goes on and on and on and on. They have a whole page dedicated to me, Amelia. You're lucky. I hate to say that. You're lucky, and I've taken the heat, for my friends. I turned the what people aren't understanding is instead of them getting hit, I take the hits. I have nothing to lose. The system stole my children. They destroyed my children. I have nothing to lose other than life itself. I have been, hold on, I'm looking for one of them, exactly what it says. Give me a second, I'll get it for you. I've been called a shim. I've been...
What is a shim?
A male and a female. I've been called...
Are you offended? God. Are you offended by this word, shem?
I am absolutely offended because, this is not what I am. There's a huge difference. I've been called transgendered, and I'm not. I mean, they're not able to define their own genders. Everybody keeps going, there's two genders. No, actually, you guys are all fucking wrong, and let me tell you why you're all wrong. And I hope you don't mind that I inform people of why they are wrong about this. You are absolutely wrong about it because there is actually 3 total genders. There is a male gender, there is a female gender, and then there's the intersex gender. The intersex people are born with both genders, or they're born with an extra chromosome. I happen to fall in that. Just because people misunderstand what's being released, what their comprehension of things is, doesn't mean you need to project it on me. I've been called a pedophile. That's further than the truth. I've been stalked. I've been told that what I'm saying, and I've showed you every ounce of evidence that I have, is a lie. I've been told to go kill myself. That nobody wants me around. Shim.
I want you around.
I've been lied about. I've been lied about so bad that when I do fire back, the cannons are being blasted at me, and when I fight back, it's.
Paul Anthony Astil posts, Shim, pray the gay away. Paul Anthony Astil posts, let the trolling begin, shimmy, shimmy, shim, and your ass cancer, mate. Paul Anthony Astil posts, John Anderson locked up for being a fruitcake, shim. I don't know who that is. Put your dentures in, shim. I mean, this is just beyond inhuman.
This is stuff I go through every day. I get phone calls of, you need to go and apologize to Fran. I ain't apologizing. I didn't start this.
No, Ryan didn't start it. In fact, Ryan was targeted because he's the admin of Porthole to Justice. And Francesca would love to get to me, wouldn't she?
Yes. Yes, she would. Just like, to be honest, and I'll be very honest, John Anderson didn't start it either. The fires were shot at him. And they called him a pedophile, and he's not a pedophile. And I'm not associated with him. Have I spoken to him? Absolutely. I wanted both sides of the story.
Welcome to my world. I've been called a pedophile. I mean, it's totally far-fetched and not true. I mean, I haven't dated in 7 years. Period. Like I'm like a nun, right? So.
Right. I mean, this is ridiculous and so immature. It's pathetic. And anybody that doesn't agree with her narrative gets attacked. I was attacked by one of her associates.
So let's talk about. Wait a second. Let's talk about this phone call that I got this morning because okay, not only was I told that I need to lay low, okay, but and I don't, and like I said, I don't know any mom in her right mind that could lay low and be quiet with what I know. But the thing is this, Ryan. Oh shoot, I just forgot what I was going to say. I'm so angry
because you won't join forces with this person.
Well, yeah, basically, if you don't join forces with QAnon and this individual in the movement, well, you're just not a team player. You're not going to be taken seriously.
Right.
Okay. And
which, if you want to get technical, Amelia, there are laws against domestic terrorism, and this is domestic terrorism.
It's totally domestic terrorism. I've had like 4 threats, and I'm still fighting the courts in Los Angeles just to be able to stay here.
Right. This is out of control, is what it is. I mean, I know people get online and be like, holy shit, Ryan, quit. And you know what?
There is nobody that should have to be in court for their child's entire childhood. There is no reason to traffic a child for 3.5 years in the courts, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the courts, and to still be fighting 7 years later. If the courts cannot see that these are abuses, financial abuses against the parent, the good parent, they eventually become complicit with the crime. Wouldn't you think?
Right. Well, it's extortion. It's extortion by our courts. Complete and utter extortion.
It's extortion. You have to pay tens and thousands of dollars for the privilege of raising your own child. You have to pay the state for years and years. My son is 7 years old. 3.5 of those years he was trafficked. And I'm still fighting the courts.
Right, and 10 years later, I'm still fighting the courts to free my cousins from their bondages. Which, we can get into that one where one of my cousins was human trafficked out. The other one was was adopted and starved and made pee and poop in a bucket. I don't know how many of you could stay sane with knowing that information.
How many of you people could stay sane for 2 weeks knowing that your baby boy is being trafficked? Possibly, God knows what other array of abuses that he's endured. How could you stay sane for 2 weeks, let alone 3.5 years?
Absolutely. I don't see anybody can stay sane. The people are going, oh, wow, these people are fucking off their rocker. Well, hello. Apparently you haven't been through the court system like you said you have. Apparently you haven't had your name dragged through the mud. You haven't had your children abused in the system. You haven't had the courts abuse you.
And then they say to me, well, you should just be grateful that you have your son. You should just be grateful and be quiet and be happy that you have him back. Okay, so I've been...
This would have been my smart-ass answer to that one, Amelia. Why? So you can keep feeding the system?
Well,
like you're doing right now. You're trying to silence me so I can stop the system. So you can feed the system more kids.
Here's my answer. Okay, so I lay low and I be quiet and they target me again and they come in my home and they victimize me and my son again and nobody knows about it. Because I'm quiet. I'm laying low, right? No, I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. How many people have benefited from taking that route? I bet you nobody that's listening in is raising their hand.
Right.
So
I know the only way for the remainder of the 6 months until my son turned 18, because I got one of the kids back out of 3, and the remainder of that 6 months, all I did is raise hell, and it kept them away from me because they were afraid. They were afraid that they couldn't gag me soon enough. If they would have taken him again, it would have been a lot more, and they didn't want that. They absolutely didn't want it.
I mean, I'm gonna, and Brenda, who's listening in the live chat, she makes a point. She says that jealousy is a green-eyed demon. This isn't a position or platform to be jealous of. No, nobody wants to know what I know, okay, and be able to translate it in layman terms and make it palpable for the masses and the general public. There is no...
Amelia, I've told you over and over, I admire that you're able to do that, because being who I am and being the sensitive, empathetic person I am, where all I have to do is feel someone's emotions and I'll sit and cry with you. I can't do it. I mean, I know a lot. You know, me and you work together. I have to send stuff to you and let you post it because I can't. I can't do it because, I feel the pain that these kids are going through. I feel the pain that these parents are going through. A picture is worth over 1,000 words. You see an expression on somebody's face, and you'll either know if they're joyful or they're sad, or if they're in pain. You can. For me, it's a lot harder. You get to be on the voice, the front of it. I wish that I could do that, but my platform is a lot different than that. I'm very intimate, very personal with people.
I don't talk about my faith a lot, but the fact of the matter is I try and stay close to God. I pray and I ask for his wisdom and guidance, and I listen to everything that is called of me to follow.
Right.
That is all I do.
Right.
And
I'm the guy. I'm a little bit. I shouldn't say. I'm a lot different. We're polar opposites of each other. I'm right out there in boots on the ground. I'm advocating. I'm fighting. I'm doing everything I possibly can, and to save the next child.
I mean,
I do. I have
out there like that as much. I used to back in the day, but I learned, and Lotus learned this the hard way too. Lotus got throat punched. She showed up to be a guest speaker at the Nancy Schaefer Memorial in Washington, and she was throat punched.
It was Georgia.
Or was it Georgia? Thank you for correcting me. I always get these details mixed up. I have to remember so much information, folks. I don't have a teleprompter.
Right. Well, it was Georgia, and he throat punched her, and then a lot of people tried to cover it up. And I said something to a few people, and they're like, "No, Ryan, Ted would never do that." And I'll just flat out say it. Ted, you can take me to court all you want. You don't have to say the name. Please don't, Amelia, because I'd rather take the hits, and I've always been that with you. But Ted Fogg flat out throat punched Lotus at the Nancy Schaefer rally in Georgia. And Randy Davis had to throw him out of the cabin.
Lotus is my best friend in this whole world. She is an amazing soul. She has a very gifted mind. She has a photographic memory. And her life experiences have made her into who she is. And I love her. And I love Ryan. These are my people.
We've been, I'm not your bestest friend, but we've been best friends for a while now. And you see someone's heart and you see somebody's soul. This is how close that people get in this movement. And then, you get these other people who start to try to divide these, the people that they trust and they believe in each other, and they keep pushing together, putting pressure on the system together, and they keep working together in order to make the they're positive. We want positive change. And we need positive change for our children, for the world's children. We're not doing it just because of our kids. It's not, this is sacrificing all we have of ourselves. We're doing it for the children. We're doing it for the parents that need the extra, the goal is.
It just kills me. It kills me, Ryan, that people think that it's okay to talk to you that way. Or talk about you. Or talk about you that way.
It started affecting me. It did, and my work may be more behind scenes because of what I've experienced. It's not right. I've seen people align with people they should never have aligned with. I've seen destruction of children and families within that other group. I work so close with some of these parents, and they become my family. They're an extension of my family, and they will always be, till the day I die, be a part of my family. Just like, you and your son have become part of my family.
Ryan is the admin in the Porthole to Justice, and I'm just going to say, if this continues, you people that are perpetuating this bullying, you're not going to be happy with the outcome. And that's not a threat. It's not, you're not going to be happy with the outcome.
I agree.
So, think wisely. Think wisely.
I would like to address this, Amelia. It's pathetic that this is coming from a so-called nonprofit that has to follow certain federal guidelines, and it's not. They're not following ADA guidelines. They're not following anti-discrimination guidelines.
All that's fine and dandy. I mean, all that's good. But, if you think for 1 second that your bullying is cool, it's not cool. And you can be exposed on a massive level as a great, big, huge, fat bully. And I'm just saying, if you keep it up, you're not going to like the outcome.
Right. I think people should let people do their work. And if you want.
Yeah, eventually I will respond. I will respond. And I will use your own bullshit against you. Okay? Nobody likes bullies. People don't like bullies. You're menaces. You're a menace to society. You're a threat to a civil society. You're harming people that care and that are passionate. You're hurting my friends.
It's not only about just hurting friends. You're hurting children and families. You're destroying them, and you can say, "Oh, well, I'm a Christian," all you want, but your videos and your audio and your your slanderous actions are proving that you're not. You're absolutely not Christian-like.
Well,
It is what it is, and you know, you can't fight the truth, and that's the truth. You know, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
You know, I when I started on this journey, you know, with my son and the corruption in the system, I realized early on in my case that the media wasn't going to hear my story. Excuse me, I have heartburn. And I realized that in order to have our stories be heard, we needed an alternative media news network. And so I set out to create that so our stories would be heard. And with that, I created the Social Media News Network. I started out with the Porthole to Justice, which was a blog of the corruption that I was articulating, that I was unfolding in my journey, my own journey. Okay, and it's a very truthful blog, and I'm not sitting here making false allegations, talking like a crazy person. I'm substantiating all of it with data, convictions, indictments. I am saying, yes, this is a satanic cult that's infiltrated our government, and we can prove it. Here's the data. Here's the statistics. Here's the crimes. Here's the trafficking. Here's the convictions and indictments right here. It's right here. I'm not just throwing this stuff out there. If you're human trafficking and you're preying on the innocent and most vulnerable in our society, that is freaking evil. That is satanic. That is the definition of Satanism to me. Right. That is service to self. That is greed. That is what I define as the vapid void in our world that is upside down right now. And there will be balance again. And that's just nature. And justice is balance in nature. That is what justice is.
Well, justice isn't really justice. Justice is perverted. What nature will right the wrongs.
I don't really care about the perverted definition of justice, because everything that is legal is not always right. Just because it's legal in the law does not make it right. It does not make you righteous in God.
I absolutely 100% agree. You know, instead of knocking out people that are doing the right thing and trying to eliminate their calling over whatever selfish greed another person has, shouldn't there be balance of, oh, well, then, you know, I can do my own thing, you do your own thing, and somewhere along the line we'll meet up.
Yeah, it's all good, because look, if they're all good and they're on the upright and they're doing their thing, and I'm watching and I'm seeing that they're doing positive things and making the right moves, obviously I'm going to call them out and I'm going to say, hey, you know, look, I got this great alternative media news network called Social Media News Network, and I give free PR and promotion. I help people. I help people cultivate themselves and their mission. I promote that. I'm not going to go out looking for people that are creating disharmony in the movement. No, that's not what I need to add to my platform. And I don't need threats. I don't need my admin bullied. Or you don't even need to mention his name out of your mouth.
I used to be very active in the port until they started attacking me and you, and then...
Well, you know, the port loves you. Everybody in the Portal to Justice has always loved you. You do great work. You're doing great things. And I just want this to stop. You know, look, we're not inciting violence. We're promoting things in law. Lotus is filing in the courts. We're trying to do this in a civil manner. I mean, it's not just, this isn't just happening because of Ryan or because of Amelia or because of one lone anointed person by God has said that they're going to bring down the whole system. No, this isn't happening because of that. It's happening because there's a wave. There's a wave of Christ consciousness opening up the people's hearts and minds so that they can see reality clearly, so they have the power to change it, to heal it, to fix it. Are you there, Ryan? Oh, I lost Ryan. Did I lose you? Hey, are you there? All right, maybe I got a little too heated. I need to calm down. This has been like one too many this week. Okay, what happened? I had to blow off a little steam. Are you there?
I am. The call got dropped.
Okay, well, I'm done. I'm sorry. I got a little heated. I had to blow off some steam.
Well, you were speaking the truth, you know, and nobody is Amelia. You know, people aren't understanding that this is freaking out of control. And, you know, I know why John Anderson went batshit crazy. Fuck, imagine having missiles fired at you every time you turn around. And this is what I've been defending, fending off for months, Amelia. For months. I have a group chat where Fran literally did not give a fuck that we had over 300 suicides.
Okay, watch the expletives. We're on a family show.
Oh, I didn't know we were still live. Hey, sorry, guys. You know, this is reality. You know, I hate to blast it out like that, but this is the reality of what's going on. You know, you claim to be this perfect advocate. You claim to be this person that's a Christian. You claim to be all this stuff. And yet, none of it is being shown through your actions. I mean, my actions don't really, you know, sometimes reflect it either. And I will openly admit it, but I never claimed to be a Christian. I never claimed to be all this, you know, yeah, I'm a child, family. Well, I shouldn't even say I'm a child and family advocate. I help people now. I got rid of it, you know,
Sorry.
The statement of advocate has been totally ruined, so I get out there and I just help families now.
Well, it got me all hot and bothered this morning.
Well, I'm getting tired of everybody being attacked, and I want you to know that, you know, I'm sorry you're being attacked. I've always hung in there with you.
No,
I've always been part of it.
You know what? Hey, look. Hey, everyone that's listening in, if I'm being attacked, I'm doing something right?
Right. It gets a bit much at times. You know, I really thought that everybody was in it for the children, and I know I'm in it for the children. I know you're in it for the children. I know that Lotus is in it for the children. There's a lot of great people out there that are advocating, not necessarily advocates, but advocating for the right things for our children. And it needs to be kept to that. And you know, when you start bullying and pushing people around, then we got problems.
Well, and threats, you know, things like, well, if you don't lay low, you might not be able to continue to raise your son.
Or the threats of, if you don't do as I tell you, you'll never see your family members again.
So, I'm making a list, and I'm checking it twice. I'm gonna find out if you're naughty or nice. I'm not gonna just keep sitting back and taking it, you know?
Right.
So
I don't think that your platforms should be forced into joining forces with anybody else's platforms. If you want to keep those separate, then you keep on keeping on. Don't let anybody threaten you, your children, your mission.
no, and I'm so grateful, Ryan, because I realize that you've been on the front lines of fending this off for me for like a year now.
It's been a while.
But I just want to let everybody know it's not going unnoticed. You know? And bullying is a sickness that needs to be healed and shunned from a civil society. Bullying should not be tolerated. There should be a respect for ourselves and a mutual respect for people, whether that is in reality or online.
Right, there's a difference between being bullied and the truth being told. And people need to learn that too.
Well, I thank you, Ryan, so much because you've afforded me the ability to be able to focus on doing my mission and accomplishing the work that I have. And I'm very proud of what we have accomplished. And I'm very proud of everybody in the Alternative Media News Network that have made it their priority to help expose these crimes. I am very grateful. It is because of them that we've been able to get the word out as effectively as that we have.
Right. Everybody's done an amazing job with spreading the word. This is going on. These are true and factual things that, our children are in grave danger. The anti-human trafficking groups have done an amazing job at exposing not only the human traffickers, but the court system for face value for what they really are. And, I want to applaud every single one of you that have taken part in that and keep spreading the word. Don't stop. If somebody tries to threaten, intimidate you from your mission, stay the course. You guys are what's gonna change everything. Trump's administration is seeing what's going on. There are things happening. People are being arrested. believe it or not, the anti-human trafficking groups have done an amazing job at helping to keep exposing this. I believe that that it's a huge part, and it's a huge responsibility to take on. The bullying only takes us off of our mission, which is to save the children, to expose the system for what it is.
And that brings me to this. That is the objective of a lot of these people, these individuals that are trying to sabotage our network, to distract. If anything, they want to distract us off of our mission and moving forward. And so the best thing that we can do, Ryan, is stay focused and focus on the positive. Focus on what we have accomplished and how we can use these tools to further our mission.
Right.
And
we did get another baby home, so...
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I have helped advocate and helped inform and educate a mom, and the case is pretty messy, it's pretty messy. They claimed the mom had Munchausen by proxy syndrome, and then all of a sudden said it went into remission, and all this craziness. And the mom wasn't. The baby really had medical conditions. And we were able to get her home. Took 9 months. But from day one, I was in on the case, and I was rooting for her. And it was difficult. Mm-hmm. It was difficult. But, seeing the baby home and the baby gaining weight now, the baby wasn't gaining weight. And the baby turning 1 at home with her mom and her dad where she's loved. This is what it's all about. It's just getting that one more child home. That one more child. There's a lot of advocates, they're boots on the ground, that are pushing to bring that one more child home. And it's really hard for advocates. So,
that's the thing. That's what they should be focusing on. Every child counts. Every child that's reunited, that child counts.
Right.
We shouldn't be focused on trying to tear each other down. We should be trying to lift each other up. If some of us are moving forward and moving ahead, then we should try to bring our peers up with us that are also have the same mindset.
Right.
We shouldn't be trying to destroy each other. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Right. Absolutely. In fact, I kind of found amusement in it is that there was a mass attack on me right around the same time that I helped bring this baby home. I mean, I want to give a big applaud to the mother, because the mother did the hardest job. She's the one who literally had to open her mouth. She's the one who had to stand her ground.
I want you to bring it up, but I want you to know that I know. Okay. We've lost people in our immediate network to bullying.
Suicide.
That we know. Parents that have taken their own lives. And I know
that one life lost is one less warrior, one less family member.
It's not just that.
One less friend, one less loved one. And the bullying is causing people to commit suicide.
Not people, Ryan. It's not just people. You hear me?
Yeah.
It's our family. We've lost
We're watching
family. We've lost family. You have a child that was recently in the hospital.
Right.
This is very serious.
Over bullying. Whether it's an adult or a child, you know, I see people talking up about the bullying with children. Whether it's an adult or a child, it's still wrong.
Well, I'm going to be incorporating this into my mission in the Porthole to Justice, specifically regarding bullying. Okay?
We gotta watch who we're targeting. I on my friends list alone, I have 16 people that are on the verge. And I know they are. I've spoken with them, and you know it's a hard pill to swallow. I'm tired of losing my personal friends to suicide over bullying, over being silenced. The same tactics that the court's using, we're seeing the tactics being used right here in our own movement.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what he said? The same tactics that we're seeing being used in the courts against the parents, we're witnessing in our own movement. Did you hear that? I heard it. If you know them and you're in their groups, I suggest you get out of them and steer clear.
Right. Right.
Have you anything else to say, my friend?
No, I love you guys. I truly love you guys for all those those parents that are out there fighting as hard as they can. I truly love you guys. Keep pushing forward. Stay the course. You know, there's always somebody out there that'll take the shots. Be your shield.
Some of us are so beaten down. Some of us have been so tormented and targeted. Yeah, we'll be a shield. We'll take it.
I'll continue to be the shield for parents. Keep firing. You can beat me down, but you can't keep me down.
I don't suggest that you keep firing. I suggest that you focus on your own case and stop worrying about other people. I suggest that you worry about your own life and making your own life a success, because the best revenge ever in this world, in this planet, is success. It's never tearing down another individual.
You know, for all those moms and dads out there that want to give up, don't give up. I've been doing this for 10 years solid. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up, Ryan. I'm gonna play a good song.
Right, let's do this.
You know, I think you know, it's just, I'm still kind of going through some mourning myself. I'm not cool with any of this, and I'm stressed out myself. I'm stressed. I'm going back to court in August, and you know, I'm alone. Like, it's just me. It's me and you and a few of my very close friends, Lotus, and I'm so grateful. I mean, you mean so much to me. You're a part of my world.
I appreciate it. You've always been a good positive impact on me.
Well, you have everything to be proud of. You're doing an absolutely wonderful job, and you're doing amazing things. So keep it up.
You too.
The more of us, the better.
We'll get it.
Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to play a good song. You want to hang in there with me? You want to hang in there with me? And I'm going to play a good song, and then I will, or do you want me to call you back?
Either way.
All right.
We came to find the cupboard empty. We came to find you sold us out. We arrived to witness the holocaust of your own demented mind. Yeah. You are the one we all looked up to. You are the one who went astray. You are not Jesus, you are not the way. We came to spirit, we came to bliss. We came to prophesy your undoing. We came to see the reform of all things. Came to see it all unfold. Came to seek the Lord while he can still be found. Backyard, not sublime, but false and gone. Why don't you come down? Your castle is a-burning. Your wind is howling, apocalypse is on your lips. Your armies have failed, your only